Today in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a fingertip veil, and I'm going to show you how to apply some cut lace that we got from an upcycled wedding gown. Now, what we're going to do to make this a fabulous, beautiful veil is we're going to take the bottom of this train, and I basically broke this thing apart, and there's yards of Alcon lace. This is going to last for a while, and I'm going to hope to get 7 veils off of that, and if I get more, that's even better. So the first thing I did was I cut the train off. And the train had a very nice piece. It's almost 72 inches, which is going to go perfect around this, the edge of this. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you how I finish off the sides so that they're even on both sides, because it kind of ends a little bit abruptly here. So here's both sides of the veil. And if you note, I basically went through the lace and I cut a little piece of lace out. And now I'm just going to apply it over the top, creating an end to this so that it looks finished. And that just is so easy to do. We're basically doing a cut lace application to finish the edge of that. And then I found another piece over here. It's similar. It's not the same, and yet they look very similar. Look at that. Isn't that great? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle of this lace. Here's the middle of the lace. I'm going to go ahead and take some quilter's tape, and I'm going to mark the middle of this lace. Now on the fingertip, this is a fingertip which is 42 inches, 72 inch width. I've already curved it and cut it. If you want to know how to cut your veil, I have a tutorial on the cut edge veil, and that shows you how to do this process of cutting your veil. So I've divided that in half so I know where the center is. Again, using my quilter's tape, I'm going to mark the center, and I do that because pins just don't stay in there very easily for me. So I just put a piece of tape on there. I know that's the center, and it's finished and easy. All right, so the next thing I want to show you real quick is the supplies I'm going to be using for this tutorial. I put everything on my glue board here for you. I have a 3-inch comb, scissors. This is invisible thread with an 11 size needle. I like to use little needles. If you like longer, go for it. We're going to be gathering the veil as well and putting it on that 3-inch comb, and I use a fishing line. This is a 40-pound fishing line, and I put 2 safety pins on the bottom. To finish this comb off, when we're all done, we're going to use a little piece of 1/4 of an inch of ribbon. I also have my rubbing alcohol with my Q-tips for any glue that lands, because we will be using glue. And this will take off any glue that we get on the veil. And then of course some pins. You'll need your veil and your imagination. So let's start by laying this out so that we see the center. We're going to the center of this lace. I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off. And when I got this gown, it was pretty dirty, and all I did was soak it in a bathtub with some OxyClean, and I rinsed it off really well, and it actually changed the color from this really funky yellowy ivory to a perfectly beautiful ivory. I love OxyClean, it's great for that. All right, so now what we're doing is I take longer pins when I'm doing this. I like to use a longer pin when I'm doing the pinning of the lace. I'm going to go ahead and secure it all the way around the veil. And as you get to a corner, what inevitably happens is you might get a little bubble, and I'll show you how to fix that, because we want the lace to lay flat. And when you're doing this kind of work, you always want to do it flat. Don't do it in your lap. Everything needs to lay flat, because that's going to ensure that you're getting it on there really nice and flat, so it feels like one cohesive piece of fabric. So here's an example of a bubble. Let me grab my glue board. So you can see right here how this is puckering right there. That's a little bubble because of the curve, easy to fix. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a dart in there. We're going to release it. By doing that, you create, sort of like a little bit more movement towards that curve. Keeping everything flat again, that's super important. I'm taking that piece that I just darted, and I'm going to flap it over. And now there is absolutely no bubble. Okay, we have another bubble going right here, so I'm going to release that as well. We're just basically overlapping it right at that place that we cut. And my eye is feeling like we need one more thing right there. Why don't we go ahead and pick a piece I'm going to pick a piece. This is from the back of the gown. I'm going to go ahead and pick, I think a flower would be perfect there. And we'll see how that looks. So going under this lace, I now finished that looks a lot better to my eye. And then we'll pin that. And what's also fun, if you want to take the time to do this, you could put little pearls inside of each of the flowers. It doesn't have any embellishments at all. That is so much fun to me. You use a lace that you used in one veil and make it look completely different in another veil. All right, so I'm going to do the other side and I'll meet you on the other end. All right, now I got to the end of the veil, and now what I'm going to do is that little small flower right there to mimic that other side. Now I folded it over just kind of to check. I'm loving where it lands. All right, the next thing we're going to do is sew this lace. I'm going to pull my sewing machine over and show you how to do that. To secure the lace, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all the way on the top, and I'm just basically going to be doing a standard stitch in a 3 width and 3 length. So lock that first stitch, and you're going to go around. The key to doing this is making sure that you're not pulling and or bunching. You want this to be laying flat. So the goal is always lay flat what's in front of you. And now I'm laying this in, and I'm going around the edge. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back through and do the easy part, which is the edging at the bottom. And then I'm going to make sure to catch any of the overlapped lace, making sure that is all secure, like this flower isn't a part of the lace. And I'm going to, right now, I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue right underneath this part and just kind of secure that down. And I'm going to go ahead and just run through this real quick all the way on the bottom, and I'll meet you on the other end. The most important thing to do when you're doing this part is making sure that everything is straight in the back. That's going to be super important. And I like to get as much of the netting over the lace so that you don't have any pockets. Those pockets are great places for rocks to catch, twigs when the veil is a cathedral length, but this is not. This is a fingertip. So we're just going to make sure it looks really nice all the way around. Now we're going to trim up everything, and I'm going to go back through, and then I'll show you the next step where we're going to glue some of the bits and pieces that are not quite secured. Now I'm going to grab my glue board, and I'm going to show you just real quick what I'm going to do all throughout is just go back through the lace and make sure we got everything nice and secure. And the reason I use the glue board and the reason I have my rubbing alcohol and my Q-tips ready is so that it doesn't hurt my board, and it just protects everything. And it just gives me a little space to do my work. And this glue board is just basically cardboard covered in duct tape. All right, and I'm just gonna go through and I'll explain what I'm doing. So right here, you see that little edge didn't go forward. I want to glue that down. So I'm just, essentially I put a little ball of glue right there, a tiny ball, and then I just smear that all the way around. And then any pocket that formed on the cut lace part that I missed, I'll go ahead and glue that. And this fabric tack is really great. It's permanent. It's really nice because it dries fast. All right, I think you get the idea on that. I'm going to go ahead and go through every single part of this and get all those little parts that have pockets. And then I will meet you on the other end. And then we're going to gather and put on a comb. And now we're going to take the top edge and we're going to gather it with fishing line. And I just use that 40-pound Tess fishing line. And I make about a 36-inch piece, and I kind of work on this over time. And I'm going to show you how I do that right now. So I just put this veil in there and I give it a little bit of a tail. And because we're not going to be gathering with the thread, we're gathering with the actual fishing line, I'm going to lock that first stitch in. And then essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to cradle back and forth over this fishing line, and I'll meet you at the other end and I'll show you how easy it will be to gather. I'm going to show you something cool here because I've ran out. All I do, ready for this, is I pull it. Just like that, and I have more. I'm going to lock the last stitch. Don't cut the fishing line yet, because we still need that. I'm just going to cut the threads. All right, so there's another step. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these gathers, and I'm going to get them nice and straight going down this way, moving all of the top gather, the seam allowance here, moving those straight, because we're going to do another run through with a very tight zigzag. And I'm going to be boiling this down to our 3-inch comb. So essentially we're going to try to get it this big, which will be no problem. All right, now I'm going to put it back into the machine, and I'm going to pull this out just for a second here. And I'm going to lock the first stitch in a 2 width, 2 length. All right, now that that's locked, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this tight. So now that's why I have that safety pin on the other end. Now it won't go anywhere. Now I'm going to be pulling. So as I'm sewing, I'm going to be pulling this veil even tighter to get to this smaller width. And we don't have that far to go. I think we'll get there pretty easily, but I still like to have the fishing line on it while I'm doing this. All right, so those are all nice and straight and underneath as well. And let's go. So I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over and over again, probably 100 times. And that's going to create this really nice little ditch here, and then we'll do the next step. As I come near the end, I straddle my fingers on both sides. Again, I'm going to pull that tight. We're going to cut those threads again. And do not cut your fishing line. We're going to use that all the way to the end. Now pulling this forward a little bit, kind of take a look at what you got here, and you'll see our gathers are nice on both sides. Everything's nice and straight coming down this way and up here. And now we're gonna basically trim off that little mohawk. All right, so we have a little accident here. This can happen at times. I'm glad it happened here. Let me show you next to the black. So part of it ungathered down here, I cut a little bit too deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bunch that back down in there, making sure that it's not too folded over. And I'm just going to go back in and then secure that with another stitch. And I'm going to start all the way at the end and just kind of move the way down. All right, now we definitely are more than 3 inches, which is not a problem. And I'm glad that happened because I want to show you what to do when that does happen. Now I've got my invisible thread, and I have my glue, my comb, and we're going to leave this on the fishing line. Now before I put the comb on, I want to know where the lace is facing. So this is facing up, so this is the back of the veil with the lace facing up. So to make sure that the comb is placing in the right direction so that the veil is laying in the right direction on the bride's back, and the comb is going to be arching this direction. And the reason I leave this on the fishing line will become very evident here in a moment. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock this one end on this side, and then I'm going to actually sew from the right side all the way down. But this is going to help me to lock it in and secure it real quick. And the reason I'm doing this is because our veil is longer than the actual comb, but that's why we left it on the fishing line, because we're going to be able to move it real easy to get it to the size we want it. All right, now that I've got that locked in, I'm going to go ahead and snip it because I'm going to actually sew from the right down, and you'll see here why in a second. All right, so I locked it on that one side, and the reason for that is that we're too long on this side, but because we still have our fishing line on, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pull, we're gonna pull it until it becomes the size of the comb. Isn't that great? It's just so easy because we left it on here. We can just pull, we can lengthen, we can shorten. All of it's pretty easy. See, look at that. Doot, 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 doot. And before I sew this on, I'm gonna put a small bead of glue all the way down the comb. And now that I have it all set to the length of that, now I'm gonna hold it, I'm pinching it right here, and we're gonna sew the full length of the comb. All right, now that I've locked this in, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. I'm not gonna pull the other side out yet. I just wanna make sure everything is still on there, because sometimes if you pull it, it'll pull the veil, and we don't wanna do that yet. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave it on there until we're done. Gonna pull that out, set that aside for another veil. And as you see, this is literally going to hide in the hair just like that when it's laying on the bride. And I like to finish my veils beautiful both sides. I'm going to show you my last little bit here is to show you how I finish the edge of all of this so you don't see the raw edge. Even though it's under the head, isn't it nice that something's finished all the way around? It just feels complete. That is something that my Oma taught me. She was a beautiful lady. All of her garments were sewn beautifully inside and out. She was a seamstress. She taught me everything I know about sewing, really. What a gift. All right, I'm gonna start with a bead of glue right at the bottom here. And because this part can be seen in the hair, I make sure that the ribbon goes all the way to that edge. I'm gonna take more glue, and that's why my trusty rubbing alcohol is close by, just in case we get it on the veil. We're playing with fire here, that's for sure. And then turn and then go all the way around to the other side. And I like to just get the glue all the way to the edge and just sandwich that together so it just kind of looks like that became fused together. And then pull it all the way around, and then we're going to just finish it real quick. I'm going to turn the end of one side and roll that over. All right, so the hidden comb is in and it looks really great. You will not see the comb at all when it's on the head, so it's going to lay on the head this direction. And it's got that beautiful upcycled lace from the gown. And I can't wait to do more of these veils from that upcycled dress. Wasn't that fun? This is our first veil in the upcycling of our wedding gown that I took apart, and I got this lace to make this veil. This is a lovely fingertip length veil, and it's going to be a smash hit. If you want to learn more ways to edge your veil in lace, check out this playlist, Let's Get Lacy, and you're going to learn more ways on how to edge your veils in lace. See you later, veil makers.